Welcome, everybody, to the podcast. I'm your co-host, Steve Markey, and always joined by
Charles is here.
Now, today we're in a special area. We are not in the Main Street Studios. We are at Taylor, my house, in a very tiny room.
It's okay. We're making it work because our fans need the content.
Yes. You hear a little noise. It's my PC making that noise.
Yes. Steve's 5-year-old PC with Deadpool stickers is screaming.
It does play this on Max. I can still play the most current games.
Oh, okay.
It's a little loud, but
yeah, it's a little grimy.
So tell everyone why we're here and not at your house.
So I lost power at the Main Street Studios at like 7:30 on Saturday.
7:30. During the heat wave.
Yeah, and you joke, but I told Heather, I was like, we're going to lose power based on like they can't keep up with the heat wave, and they're going to use whatever storm. I predicted all this is what I'm trying to say. Like I brought up my generator, I fired it up ahead of time, and Heather's looking at me like, why? I'm like, trust me. Watch this. And lo and behold, it died. 7 o'clock Saturday. Here we are. It's 6:30 on Monday. The earliest restoration time that we have based on the DTE app is 11:30 tonight. So I've still got 5 more hours without power at the house.
So how many movies are you going to go see?
Well, I don't have to. So I watched The Upside yesterday.
Yeah, what did you think of that?
I was kind of lukewarm on that. Yeah. I thought it could have had more edge to it or something. It was so basic.
Well, yeah, but I did like mellow Kevin Hart.
Yeah, he didn't go over the top Kevin Hart, but like it was so basic. I don't know how else to describe it other than Steve just gave Holly the sign to steal third. But anyway, so because we have the backup generator and I put that transfer switch on that I talked about before in the past, we haven't been too uncomfortable. I mean, we have fans, we have all the lights in the house. I don't run it when we sleep because I think an unattended generator is just asking
dangerous.
Yeah. But my neighbors are rumbling theirs all night long.
How many news reports of people die? Usually they put the generator in the house.
Yeah. But nonetheless, I mean, you should be awake and coherent if you're going to run a generator.
I should talk to Bert. His power went out, and he borrowed a generator from his buddy. I don't know if he stuck it in the house or left it out the house.
Bert, just go on the Facebook page and let us know. We will send help immediately.
Yeah, just send a text real quick so we know you're still alive.
It's but yeah, so it's performing really nicely. We've had to fill it up one time, but I've got a really nice generator that, based on how much we use it, it'll kind of slow down. It takes its consumption down. So it works out well. But long story short, we came to Steve's house. We're doing a little bit of a makeshift kind of studio today. Yeah. It's working out pretty good. I'm quite comfortable. I don't have to engineer quite as much as Steve does today. And here we are. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, and now tell everyone how it's the apocalypse on your block.
Yeah, so you got... I just had a biscuit. Go.
Said his right there on the thing.
Yeah, give me that biscuit. It's good. Is it good? Yeah. Holly just previewed hers. I don't need a fork.
It's awful gooey. You might want a fork.
All right, we got Lily, the studio dog. Here
our new mascot, Lily. I'll bring her with me on Sundays.
It's just, you should hear these generators just rumbling, man. It's crazy. So like next door to me has got like a 8,000 watt generator just cranking.
How big is that?
Dude, it's a big boy. I don't know what she's running most of her house. Her son came over and hooked it up. But it's one of those, so like I just told you, mine's a little smarter. It's got a digital inverter in it. A little, you know what I mean? I bought it specifically for the house. Hers is like one of these ones like you could power a football stadium with this one. It is just cranking.
It is industrial on the side.
Yeah, it's like full tilt. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, it's funny. And Heather kept joking. She goes, "It sounds like Beyond Thunderdome out here." To work in my backyard, I gotta like scream to Heather and stuff like that.
How much time did you spend in your pool?
Oh man, like all day yesterday. We were just floating. We didn't even care, dude. We were just floating. But it's working out. And like I said, 11 o'clock tonight. The thing about power outages, it sucks, right? What are you going to do? You know what I mean? You can get... Yeah. And not even that. Like, what are you going to... You can get... So I can get mad at Comcast and tell Comcast, I'm never coming back to you. You ain't doing shit for your power.
Yeah, you're just sitting
You're
there
gonna be in the dark, son. We'll let you know when
Now,
we get you running.
It's been a while for you, but so we moved in our houses relatively close to one
I'm in 2007. You're before me.
We were around 2002, 2001.
Okay.
I've only lost power maybe twice,
Dude.
in 19 years. You've lost power a lot more.
Oh, especially when we first moved in, and I think it's so. The May Street Studios is actually Lily is a nightmare
You love
on
how
these
dogs
cords.
just don't give a shit about cords.
She wants that biscuit, son. I think it's the aging infrastructure at Dearborn is what I think it is. So like the neighborhood I moved into has the Ford homes and it's all this historic stuff. And I think it just had ancient shit. You know what I mean? And like, so to Steve's point, people joke at me that I live in the Middle East and all. It felt like it when I first moved in. I had power like every 3 weeks. I lost power.
Yeah,
It was
you were
crazy.
bad for a while. It died down for a while.
Yeah, and then it's just been as of recently. But the nice part is like I said, I've learned from that and kind of prepped for it. So obviously, running all the studio stuff and all the randomness that we need to do this show, it's a little much for a generator, and it wasn't planned when I spec'd the generator. That we talking to my brother like an idiot. So we'll make it, but it's fun times.
And now, a funny thing, if you go down Van Born, the businesses all have power, but most of the streetlights.
Oh, it's weird how that works.
Yeah, it's like all the streetlights are on one grid.
I don't want to talk conspiracy theories, but I'm convinced. So, like, I think they're doing some kind of upgrade that they've put off in my neighborhood, and they're using this as an excuse to do that upgrade. Is my theory. So, in other words, like, we'll just use this because like it got windy and got a little kooky. You know what I mean? Like it got stormy, but it wasn't like
it didn't seem that bad.
Yeah, and to lose power for 2 days, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, some more to this than what they're leading on. So it's all good. So
hat on.
yeah,
Maybe they were storming Area 51. And the government just cut
yeah,
off
dude, the Air Force had to make that statement. So that's my theory. I knew DT we were going to shut down. I was prepped for it, so it's all good.
Now, the reason my little dog has her nose in the air. Now, last week, we got to talk about the KFC Cheeto sandwich. We tried it, but didn't
Which
try it
we were
on the
both
air.
lukewarm on.
Yeah, I wasn't a very big fan. Now, this one, I've been meaning to get it for the podcast because I wanted to make up for the salmon jerky that was disgusting.
The salmon jerky was really bad.
This is the KFC Cinnamon Biscuits. Now, I have...
Lily wants a piece of
my
this
dog
so
wants
bad.
it so bad. She has a sweet tooth. The other one doesn't. This one does.
Sweet tooth?
Oh, she loves ice cream.
That's because, let's be honest, Daisy has no teeth, so she can't have a sweet tooth.
But you just got to be watching with the cords. But,
Yeah, she doesn't care.
So this is the Cinnamon Biscuits. They are 4 for $3.
So how do they? I guess I don't want to. I know that you guys have kind of bought these early. How do they come? Are they in a little box?
Yeah,
or what's
the flat box. There's 4 of them in a box. You can get 1 or 4. So it's $3 for 4. So they're less than $1 each. You can buy 1 for $1, I guess.
So they're $4 for the 4-pack.
Mm-hmm.
They look. This has got to be fantastic for your insulin levels and everything.
I feel my diabetes sugar shooting up way up, but I gotta admit it's pretty good.
That's delicious.
Yeah,
That's delicious.
it's
folks.
just a KFC biscuit.
Coated in cinnamon and icing.
Cinnamon and icing is
That's
all they
fantastic.
did.
That
Whoever
is,
came up with this, give them a raise.
dude, that's a thing of beauty. I'll be honest. Like,
That is very good.
that's delicious. That's
I'm not gonna
freaking
lie.
delicious.
This is almost on the level of Cinnabon right here.
Yeah, and I aren't they? So we were joking with Holly before the show. Aren't they promoted as Cinnabon biscuits or something?
Something along that lines. It's somehow they're tied together, some kind of cross promotion. KFC's all about cross promotion now. Cheetos.
Dude, I'd eat a dozen of these mugs,
I
man.
know.
This is freaking heaven.
I don't really like KFC biscuits by themselves.
You don't?
They're dry and
Oh,
stuff.
I like that the little gravy on that.
No, I don't
No?
like them. But
This is delicious. Oh my god, dude.
I'm going to have over 130 on sugar levels tomorrow.
This is fantastic. I'm gonna eat this whole mug.
Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, come here.
Uh-oh, Lily. Out of the cords, Lily. Oh, no. Oh, we're losing it.
Hold on a second, folks. We had a technical difficulty with the dog.
She's good. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's super tasty. She won't, man. Just let her just hang. She'll be fine. This is a huge A+ in my book.
Yes, this is... See how she jumped for it?
Come here. Come here. Get that. Lick that plate. That dog does have a sweet tooth. You ain't kidding.
Oh, she loves it. The other one, not so much. You know the other 2 favorite
Sorry,
treats?
I'll put it on my plate.
The other two favorite treats those dogs love? Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts?
Oh, my God. They'll bite
How
your face
did she
off.
know that was sweet, though?
Huh?
How did she know that was sweet?
You saw that sniffer?
Oh, my God.
That dog loves sweets. The other one, not so
dog's
much.
next level on that boy. She's all in this corner. It's like, give me that. Wow.
She'll eat your Pop-Tarts,
is-
your ice cream, and that.
So, to recap, the Cinnabon biscuit is fantastic. I mean,
that was pretty
that's worth a trip to KFC. I'll be honest with you.
Hit the drive-thru on the way home from work. Just give me 4
That is
Cinnabon
super
biscuits.
good, man.
Wow,
Wow.
that's
got to. You got a better computer for it. Pull up just the fat content and the calories.
Do we really
on
want to know this?
So to your point, they just take like one of their home style biscuits and just coat it. Man, it is delicious, folks. So you said it was $4 for the 4-pack?
Yes.
Yeah, that ain't too bad either, man. Super tasty. It's much better than the Cheetos thing. Yeah, so there's Cinnabon. They're cross-promoted with Cinnabon.
Nutrition calculator.
Oh, dude.
Do we want to know?
Yeah, I totally do.
What is this building?
Oh, it's got like a whole app on the KFC website to.
That's too much work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they got the Cinnabon logo on there and everything. It says ooey gooey biscuits. Yeah, that is fantastic. Uh-oh, calories. No, 290. I would have guessed way more than that, though.
yeah, what else is in there though? What is the fat?
Wow,
And sugar
I would have guessed
content?
way more than that.
Oh, here we go.
13 grams of fat.
Actually, it's 17 grams. I'm only supposed to have 15 grams, so it's only 2 grams over on sugar.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't look this up because Steve's justifying this.
I'm not reading again, but it was delicious. Yeah, thumbs up on that. You'd eat that over the salmon jerky?
Oh my God. I'd eat that over a lot of things, actually. And Lily would too. It looks like.
That dog's in heaven right now.
So yeah, big thumbs up for the KFCs. What else did you get? Is you got a big mega KFC pop. What else did you get?
I got the pop, and then I got we ate hamburgers for dinner, so I bought some potato wedges for everyone to eat with the. It's easier sometimes than actually cooking
the
your
side.
own fries.
Yeah.
It's
And then
$5
you
for
grill
a
up.
large
Did you
fry.
grill up the burgers?
Yeah.
So you keep the house all nice.
Yeah. Grill the burgers and then had some potato wedges and the dessert. Don't eat the plate. Dog's gonna eat the plates. So there you go, little cinnamon biscuits, very delicious.
Big thumbs up for the cinnamon biscuits.
Holly and Michelle both gave thumbs up to that one as well. They
Yeah.
loved it. Now this weekend was very hot. So
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time. Well, tried to. There was only one movie. Okay, come on, Michelle. Come get your dogs and lock the gate.
Oh man, Lily's wreaking
Holly.
havoc in the makeshift studio. Steve's over it.
Yeah,
He's
all
kicking
right.
him out.
They can go shut the gate. Only because they don't want to get them caught in the cords and then they'll either hang themselves or knock something over.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, so I went to the theater this weekend, and I did you
How
guys see
busy
it?
was it?
It was sold out. It was,
Which theater did you go?
I went to
Cinemark
Southland
again?
Cinemark because
Okay.
of our movie pass thing.
Yeah.
I did the ultimate fat guy move though. Let me tell you, I took a hefty Ziploc bag with me, one of the bigger
What?
ones. So that way I could pour some of the popcorn in there. Holly and Michelle can share their popcorn. I can eat that popcorn.
You ate out of a trough. is what
Yeah.
you're telling me?
Well, it's a Ziploc bag, but it was one of the big ones, like the gallon storage
Yeah,
bags.
like a freezer
that way-
bag. It's meant for like 8 pieces of chicken.
Yeah. So that way we could put butter like in the middle and on top of mine, so both of us had butter flavor.
Jesus Christ.
I pulled the ultimate fat guy.
Yeah,
move.
wow. Way to think ahead for the
I know.
popcorn.
I was like, I'm going to do this right now. So we saw with the big moneymaker, $185 million.
$185 mil.
One weekend. John Favreau.
It looked fantastic.
And
by the
Lion
trailer.
King.
Critically, it looked like it was getting panned a little bit. People are saying,
Yeah.
like, what's the point is what I'm kind of saying.
Well, money's the point.
No, but I'm saying, like, at this point, this live action thing is just kind of like.
I was really surprised to see critics attack a Disney movie. They haven't been
Yeah.
doing that lately a lot. I got to say, man, up until this point, the best remake I've liked, the only one I really liked, was Jungle Book. Ironically enough, was directed by John Favreau as also.
Yeah. You've been kind of high. You saw that randomly, I want to say, too.
Well, I didn't go to the theater. I saw,
you
I
saw it
it at home.
random,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I didn't think nothing. I didn't like the original cartoon of the Jungle Book.
But you were entertained by
I
that
liked,
live action.
Yeah, just how good it looked.
Yeah.
So that was what, about 2016? This is 2019. I will tell you, this looks 2 times better than the Jungle Book. And I thought at
It
the
looked
time,
fantastic by
the
the
Jungle
trailer.
Book looked
Yeah.
good. This looks like a nature documentary. And they train lions to do the movie. I swear it was like. I will say right now, hands down, with Marvel, Star Wars, and now their own Disney movie, they got the best visual animators.
Yeah.
Hands
Is it
down.
in
No
house?
one-
Is
no
it
one
in, is
comes
it done
close.
in house?
Yeah, because they bought Lucasfilms.
Oh, okay,
and
so it's all
LucasArts
ILM.
is-
Yeah.
ILM.
Yeah.
So and it's the work there. I mean, you don't watch the superhero movies, but have you seen when they de-age people?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Robert Downey Jr. is like 20 running around,
Yeah,
and,
it's super
and you're watching
crazy.
to see where it messes up and it doesn't.
Yeah.
So imagine this: you're watching this. So I'm watching it. It's like a documentary, and I'm watching, waiting for like a screw up, like a weird eye to go wonky.
Yeah.
Nothing, man. It's just that good looking. Far as look.
But is it so the critics again slammed it because it was basically literally the same movie. Was it literally the same movie?
Well, here's the thing.
They like the Seth Rogen character and
Billy
Eichner.
Eichner,
Whatever his name is.
They're the only two that got new lines.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything else is lock stock with the OG.
Now, here's the
animated?
thing. The original movie was an hour and a half. This one's almost 2. So there is 25 minutes.
But you couldn't tell where
You
it was
can't
at.
tell. There's certain parts I do know. I do. But then again, I haven't watched a 2D animated movie in 15 years or 20 years, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But there are some scenes, like they beefed up Nala. Nala is
Nala's the Beyonce character.
Yeah, they gave her a lot more to do in this than she did in the original.
Okay.
So there's a scene where she's escaping from Scar to go find.
Because once the
Simba.
wasteland got bad and all that kind of stuff.
And I'm not going to worry about spoilers. This movie's 25 years old.
Yeah,
The new
and
one
it's-
follows it beat for beat. So
Yeah, I
you're
was
not,
gonna
I'm not
say.
spoiling anything.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
still, you'd like to put out a spoiler warning.
yeah,
Just
I guess. So there's a whole escape scene. That's new. I know that's new. There's a dung scene where
A dung?
Yeah,
Like turd?
Yeah, a turd. A tuft of Simba's hair falls off. Now he's living over with Pumbaa and Timon, and everyone thinks Simba's dead. So you follow this tuft, and it ends up like a squirrel grabs it, and a bird grabs it.
Yeah.
It ends up in a giraffe turd, and a dung beetle's pushing it along, and then that breaks, and then an ant grabs it, and then what's the monkey with the wise monkey?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Rashiki or Daifiki or whatever the hell his name is. He finds the fur, and then he realizes Simba's alive.
Oh.
So that was a whole new scene. So there's little things like that, but everything else is beat for beat for beat, pretty much of the original, which is fine. But I say anyone should see it just visually. I mean, forget the
It's
story.
worth the price of admission just to see this visual showcase of a movie.
Yeah, and Pumbaa and Timon are the only one to add anything new. So and they're funny.
I told you before, like, I'm weird. I came to The Lion King super late in life. So, like, Heather has this big endearing thing of, like, remembering it in the theater and all. I don't have any of that. Like,
I don't even think I went to the theaters.
I didn't.
Because you figure it was the mid '90s.
Yeah, we were probably
We were just
freshman,
dude bros
sophomore.
and
Yeah,
getting
like,
out of
I'm not
high
going to go
school.
watch this, bro.
Yeah, I don't even watch that.
I'm going to go make some gains. I was
Yeah.
like-
What's Stallone putting out? I ain't watching this. Yeah.
So, yeah,
where's
to
that
your
new
point.
Rocky? I ain't going to see this. So yeah.
And I know you're pivoting away from it.
No, not yet.
Did you see the new Top Gun trailer yet? By the way, the Maverick.
Yes, I
Oh
saw
my
that.
God, does that look amazing? How does Tom Cruise not age? Like
That
that's
I don't know.
that's like Theta 7, like Scientology.
All the scenes
stuff.
with him in the plane, they say he was actually in the plane.
Dude, because it looks it looks like, because I was telling Heather, like, it doesn't look CG. It all looks practical. So I'm like,
Did you see him on Conan O'Brien?
no, I didn't.
By the way,
I don't know if you know this or not, but I don't have power at my house.
Oh, yeah.
so that's
But
good.
side note, though, the best week of Conan O'Brien is the week he goes to Comic-Con.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
The best
Yeah.
shows. And his secret guest was Tom Cruise.
Oh, okay.
And he kind of said it. He's like, no, we stayed away from CGI. It's all
Great.
real
It's all
footage.
practical. Yeah, it's
And
great.
randomly,
That's
there's
what made
two
the first
dudes-
Top Gun so good.
So there's two dudes dressed like pilots in the crowd.
Yeah.
The only two guys. They kept going to those guys over and over again. It's pretty funny. But I love when Conan O'Brien's at Comic-Con. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. But back to Lion King. We got
oops.
sidetracked. The only knocks I'd give it, the one thing nice about 2D animation is they can really emote the faces and the emotion in the faces. Like when his father dies, you see the little lion crying. This, they went real. So when Mufasa dies, he just sits there like a tiger, like, oh, okay, and kind of rubs his head against them. You hear him talking sad, but you don't see, there's not a lot of emotion. They decided to skip that and go real in the face.
Well, to your point, they went to the nature documentary.
Yeah.
vibe.
So that's, I know that's a knock that a lot of people give it. So that's one knock I would give it. There's really nothing new. If you've seen it 25 years ago, you've seen this. So that's another knock. So we go from a 10 to an 8, and probably That's about it. 8 or 7, I'd give it. Yeah, it's the best remake, hands down.
Wow.
It's way better than that.
So you think the critics are off base on a lot of this?
I think they got a chip on their shoulder because they're pissed off that Disney's just making money on remaking their shit, and they have a legitimate gripe there. Someone brought up a great point. Instead of making the original classics remade, why don't they make those crap sequels that were direct to DVD? Why don't they make a real good version of those instead?
Yeah,
'Cause
but
nobody cares about those.
But to play whatever, like devil's advocate, I don't know what you call it, but like the problem wasn't necessarily the quality of the sequel. It was the writing and the story of most of those sequels that make it so shitty, though. Like,
that's true.
you would have to literally from the ground up create
just
a new sequel.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. Now, I'll tell you what, they come out with Lion King 2 that they do original script. I'd watch that with that graphics.
no.
It'd be interesting. Because that's the only thing.
I'm just not endeared to that universe. It's lost on me, I think, is what it boils down to.
And next up is Mulan. Mulan's coming.
That looked good. The trailer of it looked good. I've never seen the original animated movie, though.
I did. For some reason, it's one of Holly's favorites of all things. And
That trailer looked great.
no Mushu. They cut Eddie Murphy's dragon part. And
So they are playing it very real.
Yeah, they're going very
Yeah.
realistic in this one.
It looked great. I don't know.
It didn't look like the cartoon at all.
I don't even
Now,
know the
that's-
story of Mulan. Didn't she want to?
She's a princess that didn't want to be a princess. Is gonna have an arranged marriage, so she joins the military and dresses like a boy. You know, it's kind of almost like an old school. It was a girl power movie before all this girl power movement.
Well,
So yeah, so there you go. Lion King, a very big one. Did I just hear something from someone? Now the other thing I caught this weekend, and this is
Heather watched the same one as well.
For the record, I've never seen the original with John Lithgow.
Heather loved the original.
This is Pet Sematary. This is by Stephen King.
This was the other movie she rented.
I watched this over the weekend. Holly actually sat through it, and Michelle. Holly kind of zoned out and watched the phone.
Heather said
It was
terrible.
It wasn't fast paced. I'll tell you that much. I don't like I said.
They changed the one scene that they changed was when he got his
Spoilers.
leg. Exactly. But again, watch the original. But they changed where he got his legs cut, and I was kind of annoyed with that when she
I don't know. See, I
stabbed.
never saw the original. I don't know.
Dude, it is. I will admit, I know that scene from the OG original. Like he
But it was
goes.
still pretty gross in this new one.
Yeah, it was super kind of gross, and whether he should cut his tendon or whatever. But like something about that OG one where she starts hacking at his leg. Man, it's creepy.
It is what it is. I guess. I like it. That's probably it and Misery are my top 2 Stephen King things. I like both of those.
The new It movies.
Yeah, not that old crap with Tim Curry. I like the new one.
The
and
best
I like
Stephen King anything is Stand By Me.
Oh yeah, I always forget that Stand By Me.
Stand By Me is
it's
the
like
best
all this
Stephen
dark
King.
weird stuff. Stand By Me, dark
Stand
weird
By
stuff.
Me is amazing.
So Stand By Me, Misery, and It would be my top 3 Stephen King. This I
I
don't know
like
if
the
this is-
Green Mile till the end.
Yeah, that movie.
The
just
Michael
felt
Clark
long.
Duncan thing where the
Yeah,
bees got a little weird. I was like, wait, what?
That movie felt a little long. That's the only problem with that one. This one, I tell you what, I liked it better than Us.
I almost rented that, but then you were kind of so negative on it.
I mean, it wasn't. I didn't read
And
the
then
book. and I
Raven
didn't
has
see
been
the original.
emotionally scarred by it.
I don't get that at all. But. So I don't know. Pet Cemetery, I give it maybe a 5.
Heather would give it like a 2. She was
hated
super
it.
bad.
Well, she read the
about
books, right, and saw the
it.
original.
She loves the original, but
Me
she
being
also
a casual guy, I don't know.
it's kind of the same theory. Her theory on this remake was she's convinced that the original Pet Sematary is kind of in the same vein. She saw it at a different time in her life, the OG one, so she thinks that might have something to do with it.
So maybe she has nostalgia glasses, maybe a little
that's
bit.
what she's thinking.
Yeah. So the Pet Cemetery, go see Lion King. Maybe avoid Pet Cemetery. So now, Charles, you've been busy on Netflix before you lost power. Huh?
Yeah, before I lost. Well,
You
actually,
just won't give up this Netflix.
dude, I love it, especially this. So I watched 3 Netflix shows, 2 of which we talked about at previous weeks, and so Last Chance U came back for part 4. This is the second season where they follow.
A little soon, isn't it? With the football
No,
season?
it always comes out early fall. It does
okay.
this all. It does it every year. And
it's like
well-
July.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like
it
getting
is.
prepped up. Please, Madden's out like in 2 weeks. I mean, you're gonna sit here and act like
playing it.
yeah.
got it
So
reserved.
this is the second season where they follow Independence Community College in Kansas. This show again, I talked to BV about it. This is fantastic. Anyone who's interested in football, you want to understand. If you want a true look at number one, the journey of a lot of Division I athletes. At a lot of how they treat athletes too. It's God, this show's so good, man. See, I holly it. I mean, I finished the whole this part 4 in 2 days
That's
with
the thing
no
now.
power.
Hollying it.
Yeah, that's what we're calling it from now on.
Yeah.
I just created that. But
No binge watching,
on
hollying.
generator power, I had to watch Last Chance U. It's that good,
It's like, I
Steve.
don't care how long the generator
Dude,
lasts.
yeah, I'm
Turn
out
on
there.
Last Chance
I'm
U.
pouring fuel just to get a couple more episodes.
So this weekend you didn't care about the ozone.
Yeah, dude, I don't care. Gotta catch my. This show's great. You gotta watch Last Chance U. I think any football fan should watch Last Chance U.
Yeah.
I've tried to compel you in the past. You haven't watched any of it really. You
I
watched
watched
a
the
little
first
bit of the
season.
East Mississippi stuff, haven't you?
I think I watched the whole first season.
Yeah, it's so good, man. I just can't get enough of it. And a big thumbs up for Last Chance U. Now the other two. We talked about them in rapid fire. One I started watching last week was called Blown Away. That was that glass blowing competition.
Mm-hmm.
This show sunk its teeth into me too. I chewed through this.
It came up in my recommended.
Oh,
I
Steve,
didn't watch
give it a
though.
shot, man. Because I'm a trades guy, and I think that learning how to do these kind of like old school kind of things like forged in fire and glass blowing and all that, it's super compelling to me. I don't know, I can't turn it off. And like Steve says, I'm a sucker for any competition.
Yeah, you and Michelle. If it's a competition or
Dude,
game
it's
show.
so good. So watch Blown Away about the glass blowers. I also like watching. There's something to be said about watching a competition show on Netflix because competition
commercial breaks.
Yeah, they
right
cut
before they
you,
reveal
man.
stuff. I
It's like,
hate
dude,
that.
it drives me nuts.
And then they recap when they come back from the commercial break.
It's like so.
America's Got Talent's the worst.
I
for
gotta
that.
be honest with you. It was really kind of nice to watch this in a half hour and bang out episode and episode. It was really nice.
Yeah.
So, a big recommendation for Blown Away. Now, this last one, Steve said he started watching.
I
This
made the
is-
first 5 minutes and realized it wasn't going to turn to
yeah,
English.
so this is called the Taco Chronicles. Steve should have hung in there because
I left.
I feel like I learned a lot. So this is what they do is every episode of the Taco Chronicles, they pick a particular type of taco and they basically chronicle in Central America where this taco is very prevalent and then kind of the roots of said taco. It was fantastic. I don't know, man. These are 3 banger shows on Netflix
man.
for me, man. So
Even being in Spanish, you knew what was going on.
I've watched a ton
What'd
of
you put
movies in
subtitles on?
Mandarin. It doesn't bother me.
Would you subtitle it or?
Yeah, subtitle it. I don't have an issue reading a show. I really don't.
Oh.
It was fascinating to see like the origin. The other thing too, there's no cheese on a Mexican taco.
There isn't?
No.
Oh, man,
it's
I'm out.
onion, cilantro, and something else, and that's really it, man. But it made me so hungry watching the show.
Did you go to
God,
Taco Bell?
the other thing, yeah, dude, I had to have some Taco Bell, and then, meanwhile, everyone in Mexico was going like, "That's not real tacos." I'm like, I don't care, it's so good. But it's just the other thing that kind of stuck out to me too. Weird cuts of meat. They eat a lot of like intestinal
Isn't it a lot of
issues.
pork?
Not even just pork, but like a lot of tripe, which is stomach linings. Yeah, like lingua, which is tongue and stuff like that. Like a lot of kooky cuts in their tacos. I was immediately like, ooh, I don't know, it's a little advanced for me. I'll be over here with the, with the carne asada, So it was great. So all 3 shows. Last Chance U is fantastic on Netflix. Blown Away, and then into Taco Chronicles. Probably the least of the 3 is Taco Chronicles. It's hard for the average viewer.
Yeah.
To Steve's point of reading and getting everything through.
I had no patience. I was like, I'm out.
But the origins of tacos, man, it's super fascinating to me. So I was a big fan.
Yeah. Side note though, you want to crave Mexican food.
So I don't have to. I always crave Mexican food.
Go up to the hill next to Staples there in GameStop.
Yeah, there's
some new Mexican joint. They got these giant pictures of their food in the window.
Yeah.
Me and Holly just sat there staring at
Isn't
them.
that the one that Dad went to and he got rocket shits?
Yeah, I
from?
know, but I still want to try it because it looks delicious.
Oh, okay.
It could have been his metformin. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Would you know the name of the joint?
What's
Plug
the name of it, Holly?
Katrina's.
The food looks great in the pictures.
Because I used to love, so they had Salsaritas that was
Yeah,
right there
yeah,
for
yeah.
years, and then that became a Five Guys. So I don't know.
Yeah, Five Guys screwed them. Overpriced burgers.
Wow,
I've never been a fan of theirs.
people love Five Guys.
I'm not. For like me, Holly, and Michelle to eat there, it's like almost $45.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
it's
ridiculous.
real.
And all we're getting is burgers and fries.
And I'll be honest with you, like, I don't think that the quality's that far superior. It's a
No.
decent burger,
yeah.
but I don't
And
know.
they give you all those bland ass fries
and give you a
5
bunch of
pounds
bullshit peanuts,
Yeah,
like a
it's
dollar.
What is this?
Yeah, I don't know.
So, Now, one thing you may or may not know, I am a diehard video game. You know it. I'm a diehard
Anyone
video
who
game
listens to
fan.
the show knows it. Yeah.
But I'm not a huge mobile game fan. I am not. I don't.
That's
play
because
many.
me and you,
We grew up on consoles.
admittedly, yeah, and then at the same time too, we don't buy the latest and greatest cell phones.
Yeah,
That's I would argue
that's
that's also we don't have the iPhone XR or nothing like that. We bought these cheap stylo LGs and we're happy with them.
Dare you? LG. I don't know.
Works out great for
They were
me.
free, but
I got a story real quick. I don't want to cut you off,
Yep.
but like, so, and again, I chronicled. I bought an e-vehicle. Blah blah blah. I gotta get at some point when I have power and talk about it. But some of these charge points when you go out to places have these fancy things where you actually got to activate them. And me and you have kind of talked about them before in the past. So at work, one of them required you to have an app and then do the near field thing. The LG Stylo 4 doesn't have it. So I'm up there tapping my phone on this thing and I'm reclosing and redoing the app. I'm like, what is
work?
going? Yeah, and then I got to work. I Googled it. Our cheap phones don't have a near field on them.
that
So we could never
sucks.
do Google Pay or Android or whatever.
Wow, that's good. I don't need to pay easier.
We didn't know. We didn't look into it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it was free.
Till the one time I tried to
I
activate
got two
something.
free phones. I'm
Yeah.
fine with it. But yeah, that sucks. But so now Nintendo's big push now. Well, not a huge.
I
push.
think this is smart.
They're starting to make mobile games.
They should.
I enjoyed the Mario one. Did you enjoy it?
It's fantastic.
I
Mario
bought it.
Run. It's great. Yeah.
It's-
You bought it?
Yeah, it was like $5.
I don't think I had to pay for it.
Well,
They
there's
microtransaction you.
no. There was a $5 version where you unlock all the stages.
Oh, okay.
I bought the $5 version. A guy that's used to paying $60 for games. If you're gonna charge me $5, okay, no big
Especially
deal.
for a Nintendo first party Nintendo game,
Yeah.
$5 all day.
Now the one thing about Mario, I felt it was a little original. That game was,
It was a different concept with the run stuff. He
Yeah.
automatically went through, and then you just
Yeah.
had to manipulate him.
So I liked it. Now Dr. Mario came out and it's free. I didn't.
Do you have?
There's no pro version of Dr. Mario, like where
It's all micro.
Mario you can buy. Yeah, this is all microtransactions.
But let me ask a question though, because I know you growing up in the same household as we did. Dr. Mario's not a big thing for you. We never
No,
really
no,
played Dr.
no.
Mario. It's a modified form of Tetris, isn't
yeah,
it?
well, Tetris, Candy Crush, Toy Crush, whatever you
So
want
is
to call
this
them.
is this basically back to that 80s NES game?
Yeah, no, this is more like a mobile puzzle game.
Okay.
You get 3 in a row, you eliminate it.
Okay.
You know, there's little
So
viruses.
you're clustering together
Yeah,
viruses
yeah,
and pills.
and
blah,
then
blah,
you
blah.
can get bombs to blow more stuff up, or a turtle shell that wipes
Yeah.
more out. And it's just
Does it got a nice level of polish on it because
yes,
it's coming
it
from
looks
Nintendo?
nice. It's
Yeah.
got the Nintendo music. It's got the characters. It's just that's the only my downside about it. It's just another puzzle game on a mobile phone. It's not.
So to your
it's
point,
nothing
you can put
new.
the Nintendo first party stuff in it, but it's not doing anything.
Yeah, it's not nothing new. That was a little bit of a. I've been playing the shit out of it though. I will say that I've got to a level
Did you-
117.
Now hold on, you played the shit out of it though, but did you put any money into
No,
it?
I won't do that.
Okay.
But that was gonna be my complaint. But it's not just Dr. Mario. It's all mobile games. You'll get so far, and then there'll be this stage you're stuck on for like 3 days.
And then you gotta let it sit. You gotta let
Yeah.
it sit, and then you'll get enough like stars or whatever.
Yeah. And then it's miraculous. All of a sudden, that stage comes
Yeah,
super.
yeah.
I've been stuck on level 117 for about 2 days.
You
now.
gotta. They hit you up for that
Or I could buy the crystals for $5, which then unlocks. So
patience, man.
another reason I don't like mobile games all that much. I'm not a big fan of that.
So would you give a
microtransaction.
thumbs up or a thumbs down to this?
It's free. It's good. I tell you, when I went to the Secretary of State's, which I'll touch on later, it was a great hour and a half I burnt. So, I mean, thumbs up there. And if you're used to mobile games and you're used to getting stuck on places and waiting, then yeah, okay.
If you ride
But
a train,
you're
to
looking
work
for
or something.
a unique Nintendo experience that you haven't seen before, then this isn't it. This is
I
just
do
more,
recommend Mario Run though.
Yeah.
You know who loves that too is Lorna. Lorna
Yeah,
loves
Mario Run's much better than Dr. Mario.
But I think that at this point, Nintendo doesn't need a ton of horsepower. Nintendo just needs to bring in their stuff into a consumable way. Like, I think going to phones is a fantastic way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because, like, you don't need the latest and greatest console to get a good Mario game. You
Yeah.
just need the ability, to put it on phones is fantastic, I think.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about Nintendo here in a couple minutes. But before then, I rented what came out on DVD is Titans. Now,
Which you were shocked that it came out on DVD.
Yeah.
Or
Now,
was it
Titan-
Blu-ray or DVD?
both. It's
Okay.
either or.
Did you rent it on DVD? Or
I rent it on DVD so I can put it on my
480p. Terrible.
Hopefully no one's listening. So
That resolution's too low for me.
I know, but there's a reason I do that. We'll cover that on a non-aired podcast. But anyways, so I went to Family Video and I rented 2 discs.
Which me and you said that when you initially told me, I was a little shocked that they are available to rent.
Yeah.
But the Netflix stuff is available to rent too.
Yeah, the big stuff on Netflix. Like
Yeah.
you can get Stranger Things and Orange is the New Black, stuff like that. But their movies don't tend to show up on Blu-ray. Like that Will Smith movie never did show up on Blu-ray. But so here's the funny thing. I only got disc 2 and 3.
Oh, you skipped the first one?
I couldn't get the first one. Was it? Someone just rented the first one and no other disc. So I went back.
What psycho did that?
And I went back the next day, and it's a new release, so they have to bring it back the next day. It
Still
still wasn't it.
So someone's just banging late fees on
Yeah,
it.
so I signed up for the 7 free day trial of DC Universe app.
Okay.
Now I am a huge.
Hold on, before you go. So outside of the trial, how much would you pay a month?
$8.
$8. So $7.99. You're in it on for a freebie week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Right before I go on
How many
vacation.
episodes a disc? 2 or 3?
Huh? There's
when
11 episodes total of Teen Titans.
I know,
And
but
there's
how
about 4 episodes a disc.
4 episodes a disc. So
Yes,
there's only
roughly.
3 discs all total
Yeah.
for the season. Okay.
And that there's
So you had 4 episodes to watch it within that week to catch up with your disc.
Yeah, is what I'm doing. But there's also other shows on DC Universe that I'm interested in. Doom Patrol being one of them, with Brendan Fraser and Timothy Dalton.
And people seem to like that one.
It's a quirky superhero show where it's kind of like Umbrella Academy was on Netflix. And then there is the anime. I'm into big in animation, and everyone knows. Young Justice came back for season 3. That's kind of like Teen Titans 2, but animated. And then there's Swamp Thing. But Swamp Thing only makes 1 season, and it's been canceled. So I can watch the 1 season.
You don't want to get
Swamp
too
Thing.
into it.
Yeah, so they got 4 original shows on this. That might be worth the $8. Now, ask me, being a comic book fan, what else is worth that on that show, on that app? And I will tell you, not a goddamn thing.
Oh, really?
So here's a great example. So I'm flipping around it. I'm looking at all this stuff.
Wait, so what app are you using and on what platform?
I'm using it on Xbox One X,
And
the
the
DC
DC
Universe
app.
app. Yep.
Okay.
That's what I'm watching it on. I got a media remote for my Xbox out there.
Yeah.
And me and Michelle watched the 4 episodes of Titans. So like you search Superman, right? Okay, you're thinking Superman 1, 2, 3, and 4, Man of Steel, and Superman Returns, and then Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
You know how many movies are actually on there?
What?
Superman 1 and 2, and that is it. There are no other
They
Superman.
don't have the rights, the streaming rights?
How could
to
they
all
not
that?
have the streaming rights to their own movies?
Yeah, but I mean, that's crazy.
And now, okay, well, maybe it's just Superman. So I searched Batman. You know how many Batman live action movies are on there?
Huh.
0.
Really?
None.
Well, I know that. So I know that the Dark Knight series is on Netflix. So they must not have streaming rights to it. It's got to be. It's got to be an expiration of contract. It's got to be.
It's still stupid. Why would you put that app out when your top 2 characters are? Well, you would say that, but Justice League's not on there. Wonder Woman's not on there, but the Wonder Woman from 1974 is on there.
They just don't. I feel like they put this.
Don't bother with the app.
Well,
Yeah. So, its current status, if you're dying to see those new series, get the free pass and maybe
that's what
pay
they
a
think.
month.
It's compelling enough. Is there any digital comics or anything like that on there?
There is, but that's limited also. It's not a lot. And they're sporadic. Like, here's Batman 300, here's Batman 525, here's Batman. So you can't sit and read like Batman.
I can't get an arc.
No,
Yeah,
it's so that's sporadic. And there's a website called
Stupid.
Comicsology or DC Universe Online, actually, where you can read comics online. They have a lot more than what this app
That's
does.
stupid.
So this app is going to die. As soon as
Well, but to your point, though, and and you're going to foreshadow this, and you talk about the CBS stuff, and a little later, they're going to start bundling it with. It's going to be just a tier to their service.
Well, now that you say that, Comic-Con has actually been announced that the HBO Max,
yeah.
Doom Patrol, and Titans are going to go into that. So you don't.
But
so the two.
Do you get the rest of the D?
No,
I know you're not saying it's good, but I'm saying, like, if you bought HBO Max, do you get the content on the stream? How is it a premium add-on to the service? Is
yeah,
that
it's
what
an extra $1 a month.
But that's not bad.
I
Okay.
think $1 too much. Well, the details aren't out yet, but they've already said that even if you just get HBO Max and you don't have the DC Universe app,
You'll get these
their
two.
original series are going to the
Okay,
HBO Max.
so
It'll be
why?
on both. So
So what is the point of the DC app?
The DC app's got to be dying.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think.
They're
of.
just gonna roll that into the
Yeah,
fold.
they have to because
That's crazy.
But that's the app. The show itself, Titans, Are you familiar with Teen Titans?
Yeah,
at all?
I know Teen Titans Go. I love Teen
Yeah.
Titans Go.
Well,
they added the 6 Titans.
There's only 4 characters in this show right now. The second season must have more. It's Robin, Starfire,
and this is the gritty take on Teen Titans.
Raven, and Beast Boy.
Is it good?
It is the most violent ass show you will ever see.
Is it good though? Is it good violent, or is it like? Is it where? What was the show where they were banging in the stands?
There's no
dude?
sex. There's no sex.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Like where it
Yeah.
was just like we shoehorned in
Spartacus.
stuff.
You
Yeah.
gotta leave.
My wife's just texting me, letting me know that DT is in our neighborhood, which is
Oh,
fantastic.
man. Maybe the next 3 days you'll have power.
Exactly. Oh man.
It's dark. It's gritty. It revolves around Raven. Raven's about Holly's age, and she can't control her powers right now. And she
Okay.
doesn't know who her father is. She doesn't know all that stuff.
Her
In
father's Satan. We know
Yeah.
this
In
from
Teen Titans Go, this like takes place before Teen Titans Go.
Oh, well then I'm out.
So she doesn't know all this stuff yet. So and she has a
Is
mother.
there any Night Begins to Shine in there?
What is that?
Oh, it's the best arc. The Teen Titans
it's
Go
not.
is so funny.
Whatever Teen Titans Go.
That is the
forget
funniest
it.
Cartoon Network show.
But
I hate the fact that Lorna doesn't watch it that much anymore.
Batman, Robin's pretty good, and Starfire. They went with the amnesia route. So the girl who plays Starfire, she's trying to trace her back. She doesn't.
Whatever.
I was like, amnesia again. You know?
Who are
Movies
they
and
fighting?
TV love amnesia. They don't. You don't know. Right at this point, it's just some kind of dark cult.
How do they come to be a group?
It's all Raven. So Raven. Funny, it takes place. She's in Traverse City, Michigan.
Oh, well, she's picking cherries.
And Robin has left Gotham, and he's a detective in Detroit, Michigan. And
jeez.
so it starts off with Raven. Raven's mother gets murdered right away. She takes off on a bus to go to Detroit, and then he ends up being the detective that ends up hooking up with her to help her and stuff like that. Starfire somehow.
Does it take place in Jump City?
No, there's no. Jump
Where's
City.
Teen Titans going?
There's no Teen Titans.
God.
It's all real city. The only other fake city that
That show's
exists
so
right now
good.
is Gotham. They haven't mentioned Metropolis, but I assume Metropolis is also. But Gotham, I know, is around. But side note, the guy who plays Bruce Wayne in this is the guy from Game of Thrones, the blonde-haired guy that loved Khaleesi.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
the
plays-
guy who gets the stone arm.
he-
Yeah.
I forget his name, Mormont or
Nonetheless,
whatever.
yeah.
But he's not in it till the last couple episodes of the season. I know that. I heard of that ahead of time. So I like the Titans. I thought it was good. It's worth the watch. I mean, they're only about 40 minutes, 11 shows, so you'll go through it pretty quick. Just ultra violent. Wasn't suspecting that. I mean, Robin's punches dude in the face, and the guy's blood squirts up all over Robin's face. And even the other Hawk and Dove. I don't want to get too comic nerdy on you. They're helping Robin, and they haven't seen him in a while. And he comes in, and wipes all these people out, and they're like, "You're fucking insane, dude." A lot of cussing too. So there's cussing and violence. So and also coming out animated that you'll enjoy. Teen Titans Go meets Teen Titans. So you remember when Teen Titans were like a regular?
Yeah.
So they're doing a crossover movie.
They
with them.
they allude. Teen Titans Go is so funny. God, it is so good. Like that is the one show I can keep going for hours on that show.
Direct to
It's so
DVD
funny.
movies coming out with the Teen Titans Go. Meet
That's
the real
what
Teen
made that
Titans.
movie so disappointing. Is
Yeah.
the show is so good.
So that's one bonus I'll give the DC Universe app. If you haven't seen the animated stuff, like the animated Batman, the ones I always talk about, Batman, Ninja Turtles, they're all on that app. They threw all the animation on there. Unfortunately, being a fat nerd, I've seen all that already. But I would stay away from the DC Universe app. I don't think it's long for this world.
Yeah.
You can see the other shows on other apps. Now, Amazon Prime Day came by, right?
And we were both kind of lukewarm on that, really.
Yeah. So there was one thing that came up that we found that Michelle wanted. This is the original Kindle. Now, you're probably familiar with this because you're your wife.
Yeah. Heather reads a lot of books on hers.
This is an old school one. I don't know
Heather's
if you
got the
can see
really
this.
OG one that has the 3G built into it. Like it's
Oh, yeah?
original white. Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy.
wow. So this one isn't backlit. It's got my wife's sticky finger marks all over it, and it's not touchscreen, so you have to, button.
Well, the
here.
reason I'll tell you that if you're a big book reader, which my wife is and your wife is, a Kindle is truly the best way to do it.
Yes.
Because it's e-ink. It's the people who read on tablets don't realize that it's stressing the crap out of their eyes. You know firsthand as someone who had good vision and destroyed it watching computer monitors
and drinking
like,
sugar.
Well, that's true. If you get a better, so the Kindles are fantastic with the e-ink paper that they use is a big benefit to a lot of
Now,
people.
the only downside of this old one though is if you had the lights off, you couldn't see it.
Okay, so
This is like
they
this
now
isn't
have
backlit.
Yeah.
So on Prime Day, the new
Kindle.
10th generation Kindle came out.
10th generation.
Now, Amazon's got me a couple times before where you see something on the screen, you think, oh, for one Christmas, they had a cauldron filled with candies from the Harry Potter movies. And I'm thinking it's like, this big.
You didn't check the deets? Yeah.
Man, that cauldron was so tiny, and I paid $25 for it.
Man.
So they got my wife. The new Kindle, as you can tell, is a little bit smaller. Now, it's funny.
Is it the same size screen minus the keyboard?
Yeah.
It is. It's
It
the
is
same screen.
But it feels so much. Even though it's the same screen, it feels so.
Can you type? So how does? Yeah,
it's like nothing.
How does she? So if I look for this particular, how does she search this? Is it touch screen?
Yes.
Okay,
this
so
is all
that's why-
touchscreen.
That had a physical keyboard. This one no longer.
Yeah,
does.
this is all touchscreen, and it's backlit, so she
Yeah.
can sit in the room with the lights
Yeah,
off. and read.
fantastic.
It's a regular $90 on Amazon Prime Day. It was $60, but the real draw is why she wanted it. Is it came with $30 or 3 months free of Kindle Unlimited. Now your wife might be like,
I know what Kindle Unlimited is.
yeah. So for those who don't, you pay $8 a month. You have unlimited access to all their books.
The ebook. $5.99.
$5.99. I just got correct.
The other
$9.99.
$9.99.
So but you can only have 10 books at a time per month.
Yep.
For me,
It's basically like Kindle
I couldn't read
Library.
$10 in a month, so it'd be great. So if you're into books, it is a great thing. But come to find out, now here's a funny thing. You ever so Lorna, you got Lorna, you little kid. She ever have a gift at Christmas and she opens it up and she wants to be polite, but you can just tell she's totally.
Oh yeah.
Michelle had the same face when she opened this. 'Cause she
You
was
watched the
expecting it.
disappointment just
I didn't,
wash
I didn't,
over her?
I didn't see it. Holly saw it and just started busting out laughing. But after she's used it for a couple days, she really loves it. She actually fell in love with
Yeah.
it. But initial size is so distracting from
Yeah.
it. So don't let it fool you. It's a good, according to my wife who reads a lot.
She got
it's
a
great
cover
thing to
coming
have.
for it? It looks
Yeah.
like she got a little cover.
Here's another story.
Oh jeez.
Holly's cracking up. Right. So she wanted a blue cover. All right.
A blue cover?
A blue cover. No big deal. Whatever. So we
Who
go.
is a specific color though? That's weird.
Welcome to my world.
That's crazy.
So we go on Amazon.
Why blue?
And you know how Amazon has tons of cheap phone covers, right? $5-10.
Yeah.
Well, they have cheap. I was like, all right. So
Any tech you can get a
yeah,
cheap cover.
it said 10th generation Kindle cover. Okay, $10. All right, I ordered it.
No problem. No
It
problem.
gets here. It's like an extra half-inch taller than the kid. So if you put it in the kit, it just slides around, falls out.
Why? It wasn't made for that generation.
I guess not. So you got to be very, very careful.
Oh jeez.
And then she starts. I'm down in the face. I'm like, that cheap motherfucker bought cheap. That kid just cussed me out. But it wasn't my fault.
Yeah. It was labeled as such.
So
You
I
didn't
went
know.
back to the order, and then I found the case that's linked to the order. It's $30. It's $20 more, but so that's coming. So she has a case coming. But
jeez.
I got so cussed out and called the
So
cheap
you bought
asshole.
a $30 case for a $60 Kindle?
Go figure out that one.
Awesome.
But the real highlight of it, she wanted that Kindle Unlimited is what she was after. She's been eyeing that for a while. So there you go. There, a little look at the Kindle, my wife's reading habits. And
so that's
her
the
cheap
newest
husband.
version is the 10th generation.
Yes. Now, like I said, we're going to get back to Nintendo. And this is the game Charles, have you ever played Diablos?
I'm well aware of what MUA games are. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I never played.
There it is.
I've never played the dungeon crawlers, as they're called.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love them. They're kind of mindless.
The MUA games are very well thought of.
Yeah.
Marvel
Ultimate.
they call them that all the time.
You're really going to say that?
They call them that all the
I know.
time. Yeah.
Well, here's the weird move on this part.
Is that the newest version? So
This is
that
the newest one.
it's only available for the Switch?
Yeah, that's what's getting me there. So the MUAs 1 and 2
Yeah.
were available for PS3 and Xbox
And again,
360.
people loved them.
I love the game.
Yeah, people
You
did.
get such a roster. I always struggle with that word.
Roster.
Roster of characters. You get 30, 40 guys. And you can switch them out.
Yeah.
There's 4 on screen.
So based on the dungeon, certain attributes apply better in this area. than that.
Or you get bonuses too. So if like all 4 of your guys are
X-Men,
Avengers or
yeah,
X-Men,
yeah.
you get some.
People loved
I
them.
love those games, and so I got it for me, Holly.
It's been a while, but to your point, though, it's been a while since one's been out.
It didn't come out for Xbox One.
Yeah,
so that's my only complaint. So if you play Diablo 3, right?
Yeah.
How many years ago did that come out now? 6,
It's been a
7 years?
while. Yeah.
That game looks better than this game.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't know if it's because of the Switch.
I wonder why they have the exclusivity contract.
Yeah. Well, from what I understand, the company that made this was looking for backing from all the companies, Sony and Microsoft, and the only one that backed them was Nintendo because they saw the dollars in the Marvel sign.
Oh, okay.
The other two companies told them to piss off, and that's how the Switch ended up with it.
So basically, it's the same as the other two, just with a little more newer polish on it.
Yeah.
But not as much.
Not as much as you would expect.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's the Switch holding it back or what it is.
Because the original Ultimate Alliance came out a while ago.
Yeah, it was 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
On screen, a lot of stuff happens. There's a lot of stuff blowing up.
You see it chugging?
But the characters, no, it doesn't chug. It moves. The characters just don't look. Like I said, Diablo 3 looked better, and that was out 8 years ago, So maybe that's not their goal. They don't want it to look better. They just want it to run smooth and be quick.
It's not their goal to look pretty.
I don't know. But
I'm going for an art style. It's called crappy.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. They put black lines around everything and say, oh, it's a comic book style.
Nah.
I have a feeling if it was on Xbox One or PS4, it would look a lot better.
Yeah.
But it's a fun game. If you like those dungeon crawlers, which I do, and they're fun games to play. Like even if Lorna could pick them up quick, most of it's just tapping buttons and
just kind of rocking a character.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance on the Nintendo Switch.
Only on the Switch.
And we're gonna take it with us to Philadelphia, so we'll have things to play in the hotel.
Yeah, there you go.
So this should be fun. Now we're gonna go to some off-season stuff, and the only real major thing. Now there was one major thing that came in just today. Tyreek Hill, remember him? Kansas City.
Kansas City.
He broke his son's arm, but didn't break his son's arm, and his son's only 3 years old.
Okay.
Well, he won't be suspended by the NFL.
Okay.
So he's getting off scot-free there. So usually that's a touchy situation with domestic violence in the NFL, and apparently there wasn't enough evidence.
No issue.
Yeah.
He's what position does he play?
Receiver for Kansas City.
I'm thinking he was a defensive player.
Tyreek Hill, yeah. Also, Dan Le Batard, Wiggs' favorite.
Went off on ESPN about the politics. I saw that.
They don't want him talking politics.
Yeah.
Talk sports. I kind of agree with the ESPN on that one because I'm just
You're so anti-politics right now.
Because it's all my boss talks about.
Well,
if we're not talking politics, he's not talking.
But let's be honest. Like what Le Batard's referring to is there's a lot of bleed over between sports and politics.
Yeah, especially with the girls' soccer team.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, so you can't just make this blanket rule of like no politics when, all the way back to Ali's day. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's
true.
It's a tough ask.
So, but they expect him to. I guess he didn't go to his show today, and he'll be back tomorrow.
And they reiterated the policy and everything. ESPN stands tough on it.
He's the #1 sports talk in the country.
Le Batard's entertaining. Le Batard
on the radio, and he's got one of the #1 podcasts on ESPN.
He's funny dude, man.
Yeah, so
he's entertaining. He's got an opinion all the time, which to your point of like ESPN-dom is kind of rare at times because like they don't. Sometimes no one registers an opinion, and you're like, well, why am I watching you? That's what makes Stephen A. Smith so good. You know what I mean? Like, they actually register an opinion.
So there's a little off-season stuff. And then also, this one I thought was funny. Eric Ebron, remember him from the Lions?
Tight end, yeah.
I guess his rating in the new Madden is under 80, and he's pissed off about it.
I think that he's not the only one.
Yeah, that's what that article I put. A lot of NFL players really take their Madden rating very seriously.
Shit, man.
In the end, you're
But how do they does the article on ESPN allude to how they come up with the numbers?
No. That article just posts a lot of the Twitter posts from players.
So it's just saying, here's what who's pissed
off.
I wonder if there's like a video on how ESPN comes up with it. Or not ESPN, but how EA comes up with it.
Yeah, I
wonder.
don't know.
There's got to be something based on what their numbers come in at and what I don't know.
Well, I follow EA Sports.
Balancing a football game's got to be really tough.
Yeah, and I follow EA Sports on Facebook, I think Instagram, and during the season they'll have crews at each stadium. And like they
just watching and tweaking.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So they make some money. And
it's kind of like because even on fighting games and stuff like that, like balancing a fighting game is like impossible. Let alone Madden and all these people play it. Oh man,
that's crazy. And the last for the NBA, the last remaining big agent, he's in Kansas City right now. Oklahoma City, Kansas City. Yeah. Chris Paul. The problem is his they said that they're gonna pull back his trade. I saw that they were gonna stop trying to trade him. Is that but that's a bunch of bull to get other people more interested. But allegedly the Lakers want him. who knows? He's the last piece in the NBA free agent market. Pretty much it's all settled and done now. But Chris Paul will be moved probably before the season starts. And then we'll probably be getting more NFL news next week. Preseason starts in a couple weeks, so you got that going for you. Now, wrestling. I have 3 minutes of wrestling, Charles's favorite.
Yes. I'm on the edge of my seat.
The one thing Raw loves doing, they love their anniversaries. And every time they have any kind of anniversary, I mean,
what's the anniversary? Like, what's
who knows? Jerry Lawler's heart attack anniversary.
Is it a match anniversary or is it a milestone?
It's a milestone, like 1,000th episode anniversary.
Oh, okay.
25 years broadcast anniversary, stuff like. So, but this one,
how long? And let me ask the question. Talking about how long has Raw been on USA?
It's got to be almost 30 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's got to be a long time. Is it still the number one show on?
They say it all the time. The longest running episodic show on television.
Oh wow!
Every commercial break, they pretty much say that.
That's crazy.
Well, here's the funny thing about this. Tonight they're having a reunion show. They're bringing Hogan, Austin. A lot of old guys are coming back tonight.
Okay.
But it's not because they wanted to. USA has been busting the WWE's balls lately because the ratings have been way lower than anticipated.
Oh, okay.
So they've
and
been.
You've alluded to that in previous 3 minutes.
Yeah. So they keep doing it. So a great example is that they made that 24/7 title because USA wanted them to do that.
What do you mean?
It's a title. It's like the hardcore title back in the day. It's always on the line. So they do segments of like guys at the airport, and the guy comes over and jumps them and pins them. But it's not hardcore though. No, they don't do hardcore anymore. But it's a hardcore title without the hardcore. So the USA wanted them to do that, and now they want them to do this reunion show. So they're doing it. And another thing, their stock has been dropping. Vince McMahon and people have blamed it on injuries. A lot of superstars are injured right now. It's really because the product sucks balls. That's really the truth.
But to the point, and I'm sure AEW is wearing it as a badge of honor of like, look how much.
It's not.
But it's like
AEW.
it has nothing to do with any competition. It's just a bad situation right now. The state of affairs of professional wrestling is just bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now the other interesting news: WWE is opening a new department in their headquarters. So you know how like LeBron James is a brand.
Yeah.
I
know what you're saying. Yeah.
Mahomes from Kansas City.
I get you completely. Yeah.
So they're going to start trying to do that with
Tom
individuals.
Brady would be the number one.
Yeah.
TB12.
Yeah. So they're going. WWE's trying to do that with their superstars. They're trying to make brands out of their wrestlers now.
Okay.
Where maybe you get Randy Orton gym shoes in the future. I don't know.
Fantastic. Sounds like quite the collabo.
Yeah. I don't know. So that they just recently started doing this. That they're going to start marketing individual people as brands in their WWE. I don't know if that's going to help them or not, but I thought that was an interesting news thing. I like to do a little out of the box kind of news. And then John Cena has a new
I've
movie.
watched this trailer. So you put this on here as this new movie looks terrible. And I watched it because I was doing the show notes. I was like, let me look and see what Steve's talking about so we can talk. This is atrocious. Oh my God! So hold on. The name of it is Playing with Fire.
Even
he's
for
playing
movies,
like a fire jumper that goes into like I don't know what's the Howie Long movie where he did that?
Firestar, not Firestar. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. But this movie is first of all Nickelodeon's putting it out.
Yeah, he's big with Nickelodeon.
This looks so bad, Steve.
Oh, this is gonna be $10.
You got that weird John Cena head right now because he's got that longer weird hair.
He's trying to do like straight man comedy.
Oh, it is atrocious.
He's like. It's like when The Rock did Tooth Fairy.
Dude.
There's even a scene. I don't know if you ever saw Tooth Fairy, but he was a football player. The Rock.
I watch it every weekend.
Holly was about 4 or 5 when that came out. We watched it like 100 times.
I've
seen that movie so many times.
Yeah.
So the little girl, she bedazzles his football and stuff, and she puts too much detergent and bubbles go all over the house. You remember the scene in the trailer with the bubbles? They literally stole that scene from the Tooth Fairy.
That movie looks so bad.
The game plan, yes.
All right, so we're all going to go see Playing with Fire the day it comes out.
Oh, man. I don't know
Opening
if I can sit through that one.
It looks so bad.
And it's not his fault. It's just the movie looks just really, really
And you
bad.
can catch that on YouTube. That's where Steve referenced it. Oh, my God. It looks so bad.
Yeah, it did. Dude. A lot of big trailers came out this past week, and that was one of them that snuck under the ground.
I'm trying to think of what were the other ones.
Did you see Cats?
Yeah, the Cats one is creepy. Oh, my God. Cats look creepy. The Top Gun one looked amazing. I ripped on you for Jay and Silent Bob.
I have to see it.
Who needs this right now?
I need it.
I'm just saying.
I need some good weed and doper
I
jokes.
guess. I mean, okay.
I just want to go and see how old everybody looks.
Yeah.
And then realize I'm their age. I'm
Yeah,
like,
look at
Christ.
old. Well, you can't call Kevin Smith Tubby anymore.
I'm just
so.
gonna laugh and leave depressed.
Yeah, that one was. Oh man, but that John Cena one, folks. Oof.
Did you see the Witcher trailer?
No, I did not.
That looked pretty good.
That's a Netflix show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Henry Cavill plays the Witcher.
Yeah,
I don't even
based
like
on the books that was the
not
video game,
Yeah,
right?
they make sure to tell you that it's the books, not the game it's based on.
But people, and back to the Mua crack that I was saying, that people love the Witcher
Oh,
series.
yeah,
People
Witcher.
love it.
Witcher's huge.
Yeah.
I played the third one. The other two were more on PC, and I couldn't handle those. But good, check that trailer out when you get a chance. It looks almost Game of Thrones-ish, fantasy. One scene at the very end, there's a monster coming out of the swamp. The CG looks a little rough.
I gotta check it out.
But they got time to tighten that up before then. So there we go. There, all the new stuff for this week and the wrestling news. Now, how about some rapid fire? Now, I'm not going to be here next week, so our next podcast won't be till August. So we're going to stretch out a little bit. We're going to go some movies, Blu-ray, stuff like that. So the first one, I don't know if you've seen the previews for this. This is the Art of
It
Self-Defense.
looks pretty funny. I want to say I saw the preview for this, and I was
it's
kind of
like a
like,
Napoleon Dynamite meets karate meets Jesse Eisenberg.
I'm okay with Jesse Eisenberg. I'm not anti Jesse Eisenberg.
No, I'm not. The only time I didn't like him was as Lex Luthor in that movie. He was terrible.
Okay.
Everything else he's in, he's fine. I really like him in Zombieland. I like Zombieland a lot. I'd like to see this. I probably won't see it at the movies though. I'll say no. But Charles,
I'm definitely a Blu-ray. I'm interested. Is what I would say.
And the next one, the 9th movie by Quentin Tarantino.
Yes,
because allegedly he's retiring after his 10th.
Oh, okay.
That's what they keep saying. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is Brad
Leonardo
Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie.
He plays like a struggling. Someone's taking his big roles or something like that in the 70s.
Yeah, he's an older actor. They're starting to lose the thing, and then Brad Pitt plays his stunt man, and it somehow ties into Charles Manson. I'm not sure how.
I don't know.
I like Quentin Tarantino movies here and there, but I don't watch them at the theater, so I'm a no.
And I'm with you, no theater, but definitely for Blu-ray. But then again, I would be a theater if all of a sudden I see a bunch of reviews and people are like blowing this movie. I might go. But right now, I'm like, eh.
But it is tied to Charles Manson because that's who Margot Robbie plays. She plays the girl that was with Charles Manson and stuff like that.
I'll be honest, I don't know a ton of trivia that are
is.
attached to like the Manson saga. I don't know much about it.
Well, I guess you can see the movie, you can learn.
Yeah, probably.
But sometimes he bends history because if you remember Glorious Bastards, like the Hitler thing was, he goes a little different.
He's definitely not doing documentary style.
No, he bends truth a little bit. So Blu-ray and digital this week. This is from Stranger Things himself, David Harbour in Hellboy.
You hated this movie.
I saw it, hated it. Not gonna watch the DVD. I'm a no.
Heather
Charles.
watched this
I didn't
on the
hate it.
You did not like it.
No,
You're going back. Yeah, you did not dig this movie.
I wasn't.
And also to co-sign you, Heather watched it on the plane to Seattle a couple weeks ago and hated it too. It was bad. I'm like, man, it looked great, but apparently a void.
Like I said, the CG in that movie is so up and down, it makes no sense.
Wow.
Some things look fantastic, other things look like hot turds. Alita Battle Angel, I missed this at the theater. It looked interesting. So I'm a yes on Blu-ray.
I'm a yes on Blu-ray because they're releasing a Blu-ray 3D disc of this.
Oh.
So
4K deliciousness?
There's 4K. So you get a combo disc. You get a 4K copy, a 3D Blu-ray, and a Blu-ray copy all in there. But I'm going to try to pull cheese and get it at Family Video and check it out because 3D Blu-rays, as Steve knows, are very few and far between. But I'm way into it, so I got to check it out.
Yeah. So,
and then the missing link, Lorna thought she was all about this.
The missing link is that
it's
weird
Hugh Jackman,
claymation, and Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah,
they advertised the hell out of this movie. I'm still a no. I just don't like that animation. It feels
like
very
the
British
chicken
and
run.
Weird.
Yeah, I'll end up seeing it because my daughter looked and she was all about it. So we'll end up checking it out. I love Zach Galifianakis. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah, but
I love his
that movie.
I don't know. I like Hugh Jackman too when he's not singing.
Yeah. So that was one of the jokes on Conan O'Brien at Comic-Con. He was taking a survey. What's Storm's special powers? He's like, controls the weather. What's Nightcrawler's? Teleportation. What's Wolverine's? Singing at the Tonys. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, dude.
So streaming coming up near the end of the month. Orange is the New Black, Season 7. I've dedicated 6 seasons. I got to finish it out now, so I'm a yes.
And So my last season was when they were in the pool area. What's that? Season 5? I don't think I watched season 6.
Yeah, 5 is the pool area during the riot.
Yeah, and so I'm at the end of season 5. I've never gotten to season 6. That show is it's a fantastic way of storytelling. I loved Orange is the New Black. It's also the most popular show on Netflix. We found out.
Yeah, as an original. Yeah,
maybe it's one of those things I just got to get back into it again. I can maybe catch that bug. I loved the show, but I'm probably a no, which is crazy. Steve just feels owed an ending at this point.
Yes, at this point.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big movie guy. I always like my
I
endings.
wonder if Piper will get out at the end or what's...
Well, spoilers. She got out at the end of season 6.
Oh, okay. So, I'm curious to see how they'll wrap it up, though.
Yeah. The Tasty went to prison for a murder she didn't commit. Well, she's already in prison, but she got a longer sentence.
I think that show went downhill when they killed off Poussey.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
The riot season was really bad.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than a show that starts off strong.
The first few seasons of Orange is the New Black is fantastic.
I want to say Heroes, the first season.
Yeah,
of that, and
that's another one. Yeah,
there's nothing worse than a show you're really into and you love it, and then it just turns into a turd sandwich as you watch it. Arrow did that to me. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did that. So, well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. actually wasn't that good to begin with. Anyways, getting sidetracked. Also coming out and streaming on Netflix, Sugar Rush. I think this is this used to be on the Food Network. That guy creepy dude, and they make like different
cupcakes.
No,
desserts?
it's mold sugar.
Oh, okay.
So they do different
sugar art, like true sugar art. Yeah.
I don't like these cooking shows. I don't watch it. I just put it out here because you might watch it. I'm a no.
I have to be a what? I didn't know what it was, but I'm down with competitions. Yeah,
it's that the melting and moving.
Yeah,
of sugar
no, that
and
stuff can be pretty fascinating.
And they make some cool stuff. I just don't want to sit through a half hour of it. And now I don't know how you feel about her. She was big for a while.
She was the Amy Schumer before Amy Schumer.
And then disappeared.
She wrote for the Roseanne show. I know that.
And she created Two Broke Girls.
Oh, okay.
And she also had her own show on that got
Whitney
canceled.
Cummings is who.
Yes,
yeah.
and she's got a stand-up special called "Can I Touch It?" called Whitney. Now she's very dirty when she does her stuff. She's on Howard Stern a lot. I like her on Howard Stern when she shows up on there. She has that "I'm trying too hard to be funny" vibe.
That's what I'm
her.
saying. Like,
So,
yeah, like I'm a funny chick. Like, okay, then take it easy. Let it breathe a little bit. Yeah.
I'll probably watch it, but I'm not. It's not something I'm anticipating. So I'm a yes, Charles.
I'm not a fan of Whitney Cummings. I just don't like it. I don't like Amy Schumer. I come off as like very anti-chick comedy, I guess. I don't know. No.
Now this next one, this is unique. It's being advertised quite a bit. It already got renewed for season 2 before season 1 is debuted.
What is it?
It's called The Boys. This is Kyle Urban, the guy who played Judge Dredd. He played Bones in Star Trek. He's been around for years. You've seen him. Him and a group of normal guys are run by the government to clean up after superheroes that like destroy stuff and superheroes that get out of hand.
Interesting.
It's a different take on superheroes.
So the city gets destroyed by two guys going crazy. They're the
He's
guys
called in to take those two guys down.
That's kind of funny.
Him and his group. Yeah, and it seems like a dark comedy type deal. It's like the one guy that's supposed to be like kind of like a Flash runs through somebody and just blows them up on accident. So it looks kind of unique. I'm a yes because I'm a sucker for superheroes.
I'm a no because it's an Amazon show and it's going to suck when you actually end up watching it.
Yeah, and then in 2 weeks I'll tell you, but oh man, that sucked. But I don't think it comes out till the end of the month, so we got a while on that. And now this other one, it's brought back by Hulu. I never watched it.
It's Kristen Bell, right?
Kristen Bell, Veronica Mars, season 4. I'm a what? I've never watched the show. I don't understand the. It's got a cult following. People love it.
People love Kristen Bell. People want Kristen Bell to be like this great, like, you know, every once in a while, like a Whitney Cummings or whatever, like people just get like anointed in a weird way.
Yeah.
And Kristen Bell's one of those people. She's on like the Enterprise commercials and all this kind of stuff.
She's in Frozen, so that helps.
I'm not into it. No.
Yeah. She does a lot of weird shit with her husband, too. Zach.
Dak Shepard.
Dak Shepard, yeah.
He's pretty funny. I liked him in like Chips and stuff like that.
Yeah, too bad that movie sucked that was around him, though. I didn't like the Chips movie, but
I
he was
like
funny.
Dak Shepard,
and Michael Pena was both. They were both.
Michael Pena's a funny dude.
I like both those guys, but that movie just wasn't that great. I never seen this movie, but they're making a series after it. I guess it's a romantic British comedy. 4 Weddings and a Funeral. It came out a long time ago. For some reason, they're making a series about it. I'm a no. I ain't watching this crap. I don't have Hulu either.
I don't like British Hugh Grant. I'm no.
So for games, of course, I've already played it. So Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, only on Switch. I'm a yes. Thumbs up.
Oh no.
And of course, September 2nd, or not September, August 2nd, Madden's coming out. So I've already got a pre-order.
Who's the cover? Mahomes, right?
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
What's okay? So every year there's a big thing. What's this year's big thing?
I don't know off the top.
Oh,
of my
you
head.
don't know? There's
Well,
no like.
they're supposed to be working on pocket presence and QB accuracy or something.
Oh, okay.
Like that. But none of it really matters. It's the same goddamn
Every
thing.
year it was like
Different
you
numbers.
could point and tackle in a certain way.
The hit stick.
Yeah.
What was it? The worst one was the QB vision. It was a giant cone that came out on the field. Like Manning took up the whole field. Every other quarterback was like this big. It was so stupid. Battleship for the Switch.
What is this? Just OG Battleship?
OG by Hasbro.
Does it do anything? Can you play it online or anything?
I didn't look too much into it. I know they have all the Hasbro stuff right now. They got Monopoly. They got
Every
Sorry.
Nintendo console has every.
Yeah. And I always find these board games on a video game is kind of fun for about a day, and then they start repeating.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Uno back in the day on the 360, though.
My daughter loves her some Uno.
Yeah, so does my daughter. It's a fantastic game.
But I'm not gonna play Battleship. I'm a no.
Yeah, I guess I'm a no too. I don't
The
know.
one I really liked, I did even buy it on Xbox Live on the 360, was a Risk. I played a lot of Risk.
Okay.
I
Because
liked
it's a
Risk.
long form game if you
And
can
it's
play it
a lot
against
of
a
war-based
PC,
stuff.
yeah.
So you know me. So let's look at the rapid fire and what's happening in MMA, Charles.
Yeah, so on Saturday, there was a UFC fight card that happened. It took place at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. Okay.
Talk about that later.
So there's a handful of good fights. A couple fights ended really early. So the first fight that I really was entertained by, Andrei Arlovsky. He's a guy who's been around a long time, and he fought a guy named Ben Rothwell, who's also been around a long time. Two big boy heavyweights. They went all 3 rounds, and they looked like hamburger at the end. Wow. It was
Were they winded?
Oh my God! They both just collapsed at the end. It was great fight. Andrei Arlovsky actually won in a decision. That was pretty entertaining. Greg Hardy, of course, fought.
And he won,
He won pretty convincingly, pretty quick. Like, he got on this guy's back.
Does he still look a little chubby? Is he
He's
looking pretty
a big
ripped
boy,
now?
man. I ain't messing
But
with him.
I know. I mean, he always looked ripped, but he had a little chub to him.
He's got a little chub still.
Still got the
'cause
little chub?
He's fighting heavy, so he doesn't have to cut as much and stuff like that. So he fought Juan Adams, as I talked about last week. Actually beat the guy in like 45 seconds or some shit like that. I mean, he got on his back and whooped him up pretty good.
You think he has a future, or is they handing him soup cans?
I think there's a lot of soup can issue, and I think that he's a big enough name
He
that
could be a really big heel for them.
yes, and that's what I think it
Make
is.
some money.
He got booed in San Antonio, which, as you know, he was a cowboy.
Yeah.
So to your point, they're kind of playing that up, I'd argue, and that's. And then the big thing was the main event was a guy named Leon Edwards, who's a big time England fighter, fought this guy Rafael Dos Anjos, who's been around forever. The Leon Edwards guy split Dos Anjos' eye wide open within like 2 minutes of the fight with a gnarly elbow. Steve, it was one of those ones where you could have kept your change in. It was so gross, man.
That's gross.
It's one of those ones where it was just like, and they let him fight to the point they kept checking it. Doctors kept clearing him because it wasn't impeding the eye. And man, though, Steve, you could put your finger in it at the end. It was a gnarly cut, folks. But it was a good fight card. That was on ESPN, not the Plus stuff. Unlike the DC app, I always talk about it.
Yeah.
Now, just came out today because, again, we're recording a little late because of some power issues at my house. John Jones is getting in trouble again. This guy cannot stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
He's the best fighter to ever fight in the UFC, and he cannot stop being an asshat outside of the octagon. So apparently he was at a strip club. He touched a waitress's vagina.
Well, if,
Everyone knows.
the president told him to do it.
Yeah, well, you got to grab him by it. He faces battery charges in New Mexico. They've already got some stuff
I
going
didn't know
on.
they arrested people in New Mexico.
Yeah, he trains out at Winklejohn's gym out that way in New Mexico.
Winklejohn's
I
gym.
know a lot about UFC. You know what I mean?
That's a random fact.
Yeah, so he's always in New
Thought I knew
Mexico.
a lot about wrestling.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
dude, I love
Winklejohns.
watching pugilism. I don't know what to tell you.
Pugilism.
But anyway, he, of course, is an idiot, and he's getting in trouble again. And then now this Saturday coming up, a big UFC pay-per-view that no one gives a crap about. No one's going to buy this. I think this
A lot of people are into that Chris Cyborg, though.
Chris Cyborg, she's fighting you talk about a soup can, she's fighting Felicia Spencer. No one cares. Everyone,
Is she Catwoman? Oh, wait.
yeah.
Sorry.
No one cares. Max Holloway, Frankie Edgar is the main. There's going to be like 10,000 pay-per-view buys on this. I'm telling you.
That's an actual pay-per-view?
That's a pay-per-view. UFC 240 out of Edmonton, Canada. No one's buying this. No one cares.
I can't believe they're selling that one.
Exactly my point. This card is awful. It is not worth the price, $60. I'm a big UFC guy. As we talk about every week, I am so not into this at all. And that even like you said, Chris Cyborg, people want to see her fight against Amanda Nunes again. They don't want to see her fight Felicia Spencer. Felicia Spencer's a pretty top-notch chick. It's going to end poorly for her. No one cares. This is an awful pay-per-view. Dana White should be ashamed.
So there you go. A little look at MMA. Dana White should be ashamed.
Yeah.
But he can be ashamed with his $350 million, whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm telling you, but if you keep putting out a turd card like that, people are going to turn on you.
Now let's go to the news, the important news. Now there's one news I didn't get to put on because Comic-Con is happening right now.
Yes.
Or just finished up. So Marvel has introduced their Phase 4. Phase 4. They break in their movies into phases. I don't know why. They just do it that way.
Okay.
And but here's
the big
one
push was the streaming thing is a key component in Phase 4 is what I read.
Yes. WandaVision, which is Scarlet Witch and Vision. It's called WandaVision. Very, very clever there. See what they did? That show is going to air in 2021. At the end of the show, it's going to go right into the movie release of Doctor Strange 2, The Multiverse. So she and Vision are going to be part of Doctor Strange 2. So that show literally leads up right into the new movie. And allegedly...
Well, you talked about it last week with the Star Wars stuff doing that same process. I think that's smart. I would make are people waiting for Doctor Strange 2?
A lot of people like magic. That dork in that living room loves magic. That's why The Witcher kind of appealed to her as soon as she saw. There's a lot of people. I would say no, but
yeah,
a lot of people into Potter.
A
lot of people into magic.
Okay,
I don't know.
We grew up together. You read a lot of comic books. I went with you a lot of times.
I never bought Doctor Strange. Sucked.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember Doctor Strange
because no one bought it. He couldn't keep a series. But most of it, a lot of the series are leading right into the movies is what they're doing. Now, in The Mandalorian, the story doesn't lead into the new Star Wars.
I know, but I thought it was smart time.
But the timing does. But this one, the story literally continues from the series into the movie, which you might be alienating some of the people that doesn't see the series, but Marvel's pretty good at filling you in pretty quick.
And at the same time, too, if you're really into it, we've talked about it. I think the couple streaming services that are due to come out are fantastic values.
The other big announcement, Fantastic Four is coming. But the biggest one that I was surprised, Blade's coming back. With the guy from the Green Book.
Yeah.
No.
Mahershala Ali?
Yes, he's going to play Blade.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I would have been fine with
Idris
Elba. Yeah, I thought there was someone that was in it.
My only complaint is it going to be R? It needs to be R. You're fighting vampires. Blood should be everywhere.
The old Wesley Snipes ones are pretty good.
And those are R.
Yeah, those are?
Yeah, so. But that's a little look. And they're also making a new Thor where his girlfriend takes over being Thor.
Who was it?
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, Natalie Portman.
So 5'2" Natalie Portman's going to wield the hammer. Someone's trying to get woke, I guess. I don't know what's happening.
Care.
Yeah, so let's look at what Marvel's doing. Now, like we said in the news, Amazon Prime Day happened this past week. Michelle did get the Kindle, but other than that, did you see anything? Did you peruse? Or look?
Did. I perused almost every day.
Do you have Prime? You don't have Prime?
I do not have Prime.
Do you know someone that has Prime?
No. Well, I know you, but that's it.
I don't like Heather. Doesn't
I'm a Costco guy, so I don't do the Prime memberships and all that kind of stuff for whatever $15 a month or whatever. I don't do it. So Not my thing. I think that Prime Video is terrible. If you're buying Prime for the video,
Nobody
you're a
does.
moron.
Everyone buys it for the free shipping.
Yeah,
that's
it's
why
purely just a bonus. But I was really underwhelmed. But me and you talked about it before it actually went down. I don't need any USB cables. I was good. So
it was a lot of their own stuff. So like if you
Yeah.
needed an Alexa,
I have a ton of
an
Alexas
Echo
in my
Dot,
house.
a Fire
yeah.
TV, a Kindle, that stuff was all pretty good discount. But other than that, there was nothing that showed up in my emails or on the pages I looked at. There was no. I wanted to see
Someone
cheap-
got like a $13,000 camera dirt cheap because
Yeah,
of a glitch.
that was a screw up. Yeah,
I
heard
saw
about
that. But
yeah.
other than that,
It's 1,300. I don't think it's 13,000.
no, it was $13,000
Was it really?
or
Wow.
something. I think. Yeah,
That's crazy. First off, that's the most overpriced camera. in
It's one of
history.
those crazy new mirrorless cameras or something like that.
So.
You got to be
Prime
really
Day-
into it if you're checking the price on that range.
I mean, the news covers Prime Day. There's always all this buzz about Prime Day, and every time now I've seen it went. Eh.
yeah,
I sat through 2 of them now, and neither one of them I didn't see anything great.
I don't know.
I didn't even see any good TV sales or anything. Like if you were in for TV,
I mean, they had to your point, a lot of first party stuff with it baked in. They definitely like to do that. But I saw like the recast. The recast is something that could be good if you're a cord cutter. That's that digital tuner box, the DVR box you can put on your network, and then your Fire Sticks can see it and pull up the over the air stuff. You know what I mean? It seems neat tech, but not for me.
Yeah. So I forgot to put the article link on here, but Dave and Chuck the Freak, credit to them, they put this article out. DoorDash, we tried it with Bob, or was it DoorDash or was it a different?
I think it was
one?
DoorDash. It was
Yeah.
from
Somewhere on
DoorDash-
the East Coast. I want to say Boston area. A guy ordered from Dickie's, that barbecue place they got out there. Well, there's some around here, but they're way out in Novi. He ordered.
I like how Steve researched it.
Well, I've had it before because I used to see the commercial all the time. 2 rib meals. One rib meal was fine. The other one was missing 4 ribs, and the bones were put back in the bag.
So gross.
Yeah. So there's a driver for DoorDash, and there's been a lot of reports. Of
I
this.
think they need to do that. So we did Uber Eats and DoorDash.
Right.
They need to sticker the bags closed. It needs to become a requirement
Yeah.
that the bags have to be sealed.
Apparently
on some
it isn't in
level.
all areas,
Yeah,
so-
it's
So DoorDash,
gotta be a
refunded their
requirement.
money and stuff like that. But at the same time, watch it when you use these services. You might get a couple snacks taken out of your stuff.
I haven't used them again. Have you tried
No.
or thought about them?
So how much did we pay, or did you pay for the quarter pounder cheese meal that day?
It wasn't extravagant or nothing like that. It didn't come off as like extra or anything like that.
Because they're saying in the New York area, a guy called in. He was talking about it. David Chuck Freaks actually simulcast through a lot of cities.
A lot of that is
Yeah, I
now with
didn't know that.
radio.
But in the New York area, you order a Whopper meal for say, and they're like $8. You pay like a $2 fee and then a $5 something. It ended up being like $17 if they ordered a Whopper meal in New York area.
Why?
Because all
You
these
couldn't
extra fees
quantify
you
what
get.
it was? Is it a fat
He
tax?
he labeled it out. It's like $9 for the meal. It was $2 for a processing fee. There's a tip, the gratuity that's added in automatically to the payment.
Wow.
And then there's some other fee. So it was like 3 fees that get added on there. So yeah, if you're that lazy and you got $17, I guess. But
You're paying for the convenience. I also don't have pizza delivered to the house. I
me
can't.
either. I just go get
The
it.
only time I've had anything delivered was the times we did it on the podcast. I don't really do that too often.
me either.
I know Wiggs said he's a big fan of Jimmy John's delivery. I've
Yeah.
never done that either. I've never, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
It's one thing, I think, if you have someone who works at Jimmy John's bring your Jimmy John's to you. To have a third-party person do it, it's a Wild West out there, people.
Yeah, you don't know if someone's licking your ice cream, putting the lid back on.
Licking your ice cream. First of all, if you get ice cream delivered, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Who licked
Like,
my cold stone?
yeah, it's a little weird.
Who took
but-
all the cookie dough out of the cookie dough?
yeah,
ice
it's just
cream?
straight up vanilla ice cream at the end.
Had their dirty fingers.
Oh,
That's
so
so gross.
gross.
So that DoorDash, I'm not sold on it yet. And I thought this was interesting because voting will be coming up in a year or so.
Yeah.
Microsoft's working on secure electronic voting booths.
I gotta be. Here's my thing with this, and here's my thing with the whole 2016, where they're talking about Russian meddling and all this kind of stuff. And like Steve's talked about, we're not politics or political podcast or anything like that. Why do we need an electronic voting at this point? Like, why can't we just keep that particular aspect? Why can't it remain old school?
Because they're convinced there's voter obstruction and I don't know how. I guess in some of the
How does
southern states.
electronics stop that though?
Because you just log on your computer at home or your phone at home
I mean,
instead of actually
dude,
going somewhere. I guess. I don't know. I'm just. There's
just,
no
to
way they
me,
can do it because people can manipulate stuff so easily.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just keep it OG. Have some old ladies work at the booth.
And dead.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I don't know about this one.
Well, no. Well, these are electronic booths that are at the places.
But
These
that's what I'm
aren't at
trying.
home.
Why don't put If I'm going to a place, I don't need electronics anywhere. Like, keep it OG. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, keep it completely. Just have me fill it in and then put it in that little R2D2 machine that we all use, and then that's fine.
And give me my sticker.
Yeah, I don't want electronics mixed in with voting and all that kind of stuff. It just, to Steve's point, it's way too slippery of a slope for me.
Now, big this last week. I don't know if you saw.
I'm exhausted of this.
The Face app with all the old people. There was thousands. I will say, it make them look pretty good.
It's a fantastic app, but then this weird thing came out, and this is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where people were like, the privacy risk that's attached to an app.
Yeah.
Since when is everyone worried about that?
Yeah,
like,
you put everything online, and you're worried about a
my
Russian guy with
whole
your
life
picture.
is on there, and
Yeah.
oh my God, Russia has a picture of
I know
me.
where you ate dinner 2
Yeah,
days
there's
ago.
6,000 pictures of everyone on Facebook.
But you're worried about your chubby cheeks on a Russian
it's
website.
so weird. I don't know. I
I
know
will-
that, to Steve's point, the app is fantastic, but
It did
man,
a
I'm
good job.
exhausted of seeing people with it. It's just like,
There's a lot of phobia still out there. I have it. I don't like my credit card all that much out there that often.
I don't know.
After
But
I've
like
been hacked
this
a couple
one seemed,
times.
but like you said though, pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Considering
know.
everyone's pictures all over every social media.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Our
like,
fat dummies has videos on there.
I don't know.
So let's talk about the important one that affected me personally this week.
This is a big one. And I checked last night. I made a point to check on my DirecTV Now after me and you had the conversation.
And do you have CBS?
No, I do not. And I have a big warning thing that's on my CBS.
AT&T and CBS, the Central
beefing.
Broadcasting System, are in a bitch fight.
Yeah, basically.
And anyone that has AT&T Uverse, DirecTV, or DirecTV Now,
Yes.
your CBS is gone.
Yes, and then up in place was like, we want you to have this content, but blah 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 blah. Get the CBS All Access app, or through CBS.com is how they want you to access it. They
Yeah.
don't want you to. I'm like, wow.
And this includes Chicagoland. Our friend Bill, who's on the podcast quite a bit.
I believe this is national.
He has DirecTV. Yeah. They said it's L.A., New York, Chicago, Detroit. Everybody. Nobody has it. This is a big pissing match. And I think it's going to come back. Like I said, I was telling Charles, as long as it comes back before the football season, I'll be fine. But if it doesn't, I'm going to be very pissed. And I think it's going to come back, and they're going to charge us more. I really do. I think we're all going to see a little price hike. Maybe not a lot. Maybe $1 a month,
That's the death by 1,000 cuts that all these companies do.
DirecTV Now goes up by $1. AT&T Uverse goes up by $1 just to get
It's
CBS.
annoying. God, it's annoying.
So these
I don't
cable
know,
companies-
but I told Steve how to get around this. Anyone who has these should just put an antenna on their house. I talk about it all the time. I mean, I just talked about the recast that's available through Amazon and all that. The other thing with that recast is the programming's all free. Steve was talking about getting a TiVo and all this kind of stuff. You pay $12 a month for a TiVo service.
Yeah, forget
That recast is free. So it's something to consider. Put an antenna on your house, people. Free over-the-air HD looks fantastic, too. So
Yeah. Well, how's it doing in bad weather?
I mean, it's okay. It's if you got to get the sweet spot, and you also can't be cheap on the antenna. You got to get a nice antenna. I paid $90 for my antenna, which sounds crazy, but it's a pretty rock solid. And once it locks into those channels, it's pretty fantastic. And like I said, it's completely free from that point on. You own the equipment, you own everything. So that DirecTV Now. Now the other thing I was thinking of too. What other CBS channels went out with it? Just CBS proper or any other channels?
Whatever I don't know what their cable stations are.
Okay, I was curious.
Because I know NBC owns USA and a couple others. So I imagine CBS owns a handful.
That's what I was looking for.
I don't know which ones they own, though. I didn't look it up. I should have. It must not be too important because none of my major ones disappeared. So I know ABC owns ESPN and all them. So major pissing with AT&T and DirecTV, and hopefully they get it ironed out before the football season, which is the most important to me. If not, I'm pulling it all. And Michelle will have a heart attack. So, as you know, last week, my daughter got her driver's permit. Well, she graduated the school, and we went and got the driver's permit.
Yeah. You were driving dirty beforehand.
Yes, we were driving dirty. Now she's got 2 or 3 hours in of driving. Got 27 more hours to go. But here's the thing. I screwed up. So I don't know how it is in other states, but here in Michigan, on Wednesdays, Secretary of State's open late. They're open till 7 o'clock. I get off work at around 5, so I made an appointment online at 5:10 to go to the Secretary of State. So you can do that now. You can book an appointment. When you get there, I don't know when's the last time you've been in the Secretary of State's, there's a line to the left, and then there's all the chairs. And then there's 2 kiosks. So one kiosk gives you a number, a ticket. The other kiosk, you can put your phone number in. So I had an appointment. So I walked in, and I just signed into the kiosk on the left and went in the line. What I didn't know is, and there's a little sign about this big next to the kiosk that I totally missed. If you have an appointment, don't sign in, because it takes your appointment away and puts you in line.
Oh, into the pool.
Into the pool.
Oh.
So I went from being next, or I would have called probably about 35 minutes, cost me 2 hours of my life.
Oh, man.
Holly was giving me the stink face.
Yeah.
She was not happy.
So she had to sit there with you because this basically was you and her.
Yeah,
She
well,
had to
she
go
had to do
and-
the eye test and stuff, so I couldn't go get her
Yeah.
permit without her. So, yeah, I screwed up totally. But it's only a little sign about this big. You'll walk right past it if you're not paying attention. So, so if you go to Secretary of State, you make an online appointment, don't sign in.
Don't sign in.
Just go sit down and wait. I totally screwed that one up. Now, the next one is funny. I got waterboarded at the dentist.
Like, what does that even mean?
So, remember last week I was telling you I was getting over a cold?
Yeah.
Well, literally that Monday I had a dentist appointment. Now, you know what? When you're pretty much over a cold, but your nose still gets stuffy,
Yeah.
so you got to blow it every hour or something like that. I was still in that mode. So I go to the dentist thinking I just get a cleaning, whatever. I lay down. She decides she's going to use a water pick.
Okay. I don't think I've ever had like the hygienist chick use the water pick.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had that.
That fucking hurts. I have pockets in my gums that are acceptable. Your pocket should be a 3 or 2. Mine's some
What's
of mine.
pocket? What's a pocket?
The little gaps in your gums by your teeth that are acceptable to gum disease.
Oh, okay.
So,
What causes those?
not flossing enough or hereditary.
Oh, okay.
And if you've seen the teeth on our mom's side, I need to start flossing more. But the good news is my pockets have gone down from the last time I've been there. I had 30 last time. I only have like 12 this
I
time.
didn't think I've heard that term.
Well, this dentist is very thorough.
Yeah.
So she starts power washing my teeth, and it hurts. It hurts bad.
She's jagging into like the little words.
Yeah, getting up into the gums and stuff because she wants to get them pockets, right?
Oh.
But the water's building up, and I can't breathe through my nose. I had water dripping down the side of my face. It was all over the top of my shirt.
That's disgusting.
It was so gross. She's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, yeah. She give me control of the water suction things. I'm like trying to suck all the water.
Oh, my God.
So I know what waterboarding feels like.
Holy crap.
Oh, it was so because she didn't go like you think just a couple seconds,
Yeah.
and then she stops. Let me get the water.
She's in there doing work.
20, 30 seconds. And I'm like,
The one thing I hate is I get those. The hygienist I go to calls them the big 6 in the front bottom of your teeth where your glands apparently are. I get the most plaque no matter what I do, and she's got to get to scraping on those teeth, man.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
right those bottom few. Oh my God, Steve! It's just
Our old
I-
dentist wasn't this thorough. This guy is. So every time I go, he's got a needle about as long as my finger, and it's got little numbers on the needle. Then what they do is they jam that needle in your gum all the way around your mouth, and she goes 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, like judging what number it gets, and then the lady's over there typing it down. You know how fun that feels? It's not
Especially
fun.
because like after you get done like with the hygienist, you're kind of beat up. You're kind of like you're just like I just need a minute. And
like,
she
what-
goes in there just jagging a needle in there.
Yeah. Well, she does that before she starts.
Oh man.
And then she hits me with the power washer, and then she does the scraping.
Jeez, man, it makes me tired just hearing.
Oh, so I got waterboarded, poked, and I was done.
it.
And then this dentist charges me for fluoride.
What does that mean?
You get a washing, and fluoride, they put it on your teeth like a protective coating. At the old dentist, it was part of the cleaning.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever.
Yeah, I got paid $20 copay and an extra $18 for the fluoride. $48 to go get beat up.
Wow.
Fucking hate it.
Oh man,
It was the worst.
dentist. We talk about you got to go every 6 months, man.
He's got me going every 3. I can go back in October.
Why?
Because of my pockets.
I don't know from pockets. I'll be honest with you.
Fucking pockets.
I don't know what pockets.
I don't
are.
have a cavity in my mouth. Not one cavity.
But you got pockets.
Teeth are strong, but I got pockets, bro. And you got to work on your pockets.
I don't know what that is. It
I'm
sounds
about to tell the fuck off with the pockets. Because my mouth hurts for like 2 days when they get done.
Yeah,
with
it
me.
sounds like you're getting pretty beat up. I didn't know the pockets.
That water pick hurt so bad because she was getting up by like the sensitive root of the tooth.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm like,
You're trying to suck it up, but you're like,
meanwhile,
dude.
and I got water dripping down. It was the worst. Little young girl, woman.
The pockets.
She's
man.
probably about 25, young, just beating the hell out of this big ass
I've never
old
heard
man.
of the pockets.
Me either. Yeah, so that was a new one. So don't watch out for your pockets. So like I said, everyone, next week we won't be back. I will be on vacation in Philadelphia.
Full review of Philly, of Rocky's Town.
Philadelphia. We got a new grilled cheese place Holly just found we're going to go to.
What's the story
Holly,
there?
come here. What is the name of the grilled cheese place?
What's the story with it? Like, what's the deets of it?
Some-
Is it just the grilled cheese place? Or is
Yeah.
there what's the
So
signature?
you can get a hamburger inside a grilled cheese. It looks delicious.
Oh man,
You can get
okay.
shakes. You can get all. It's at that big mall I was telling you
Oh,
about.
okay.
So because they were like, "What we're gonna eat?" I was like, "Well, let's go somewhere that's not here." You
Yeah,
know?
that's the
and
move.
She found that. It was this.
When in Rome, and I know we talked about it last time. You guys are gonna do the cookie dough and a cone
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, you gotta
that's
try
her.
that.
And then we got the deluxe. They have at the grilled cheese place. They have deluxe tots, bacon,
I'm
chives.
not a big potato tot guy. I
Oh,
hate.
I'm not
tater
either, but
tots.
it's covered in melted cheese. Anything tastes better than melted
Yeah,
cheese.
it's true.
So I'm going to eat my way around Philadelphia. I'm going to come back 10 pounds heavier. But I am going to do a lot of walking. We're going to see this. She wants cookie dough.
Yeah.
So we'll be back in August. And in the meantime, you can catch us on Google Play, Apple iTunes. You can catch us at fatguyslittlepodcast.com. And, of course, on Facebook and all of those
Hopefully,
places.
we're back in the regular studio next time.
Yeah, hopefully Charles will have power in 2 weeks. May not. Maybe have a big Grizzly Adams beard. He's
Yeah,
just
dude.
clothes all tattered, still living over in the apocalypse. But maybe not. So until next time, everyone, have a good one. This is Charles or Steve.
Yeah, Charles. All right, we'll see you.
That's it.